Hello, Nanostones. Sorry for the lack of videos. Real life kind of got in the way. Hopefully the stupidity you're about to see will make up for that. Because it turns out that apparently some people think microwave ovens are a dangerous way to heat food.
Are you using a microwave? Yes or no?
Yes, I am.
And for what?
Usually I use it to heat up foods and drinks, but right now I'm using it to make a potato go round and round. It's certainly not my sauce. As opposed to fake whole foods? And no, you're using food as food, not medicine.
Hi, it's Mihaela.
Hello.
So, this is a question that either I ask my clients or they ask me, Mihaela, how about me heating up my water for coffee in the microwave or warming the food or even cooking in the microwave?
Yeah, Mihaela, how about that?
Okay, so my answer to this question is a big fat no. I personally do not use a microwave.
Why not? Microwaves are a safe and efficient way to heat up your food. And why do you have one then?
And I don't recommend you as my client, my friend or my family member ever to use a microwave.
Fortunately, I'm neither of those. I'm a stranger on the internet, which means I can be brutally honest with you. And I will.
And I'll tell you a few reasons why, and then below this video I'm going to put 2 links of 2 informational websites where you can read and get more information about use a microwave.
Well, let's take a look at them, shall we? The first site is called Health Science, a less than fitting name seeing as it's frankly full of shit. Examples of this fecal matter includes claims like human beings being able to perform anaerobic respiration, or radiation being ionizing, and apparently microwaved food becomes magnetic and messes with your brain. The second site is Natural News.
So, number 1 reason why I don't use a microwave is the way microwaves are heating up the food, it's really by exposing the food to radiation.
True, but seeing as that also describes how light bulbs and X-ray machines work, it's not really an explanation. Like X-rays and visible light, microwaves are a type of electromagnetic wave. In other words, they are oscillating electric and magnetic fields. Like other polar molecules, water will align itself with such fields. The reason why is that while it's neutral overall, it's slightly negative in one end and slightly positive in the other. In the presence of oscillating fields, like in a microwave, water molecules continuously change their orientation to align with them. This increases the movement of both them and any molecules they happen to bump into. Most foods contain a lot of water, and since the temperature of an object is fundamentally a measure of the average of this movement, we end up with a hot potato.
Those microwaves are causing changes in the molecular structures of our foods, the macro and micronutrients.
No, the energy of microwaves is far too low for that. You're thinking of ionizing radiation. Those chemical changes to a food happens because it's getting heated, which, if you haven't figured it out already, is also what happens in a normal oven.
They completely denaturate.
Denaturate is fancy biochemist jargon for proteins losing their higher level structures. That is, they keep their sequence of amino acids, but lose their normal 3-dimensional structure. Now you're right that microwave ovens will cause denaturation. Most proteins do indeed denaturate if heated. But despite your implications otherwise, this isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's one of the reasons why we cook things, since denaturated proteins are easier to digest. Oh, and it's also the reason cooked eggs turn white, which you would have known if you had at least bothered to Google the term.
They change the orientation in space of the amino acids, of the fatty acids.
I'm honestly not sure what you're trying to say. Amino acids and fatty acids change their orientation all the time. Amino acids being able to change orientation relative to each other is a rather important part of how proteins work.
They change the molecular structure of the vitamins and minerals.
Sure, heating does change the molecular structure of some vitamins, in that they fall apart. Minerals, on the other hand, don't. In fact, they can't, since in nutrition, minerals refers to all the elements we need in addition to those that make up most organic compounds. Things like sulfur, iron, calcium and chloride, to name a few. The molecular structure of what they're bound to and their bioavailability might change, but the structure of the elements themselves can't, because they don't have any.
So what happens because of this? Number one, the food when enters the bloodstream is no longer recognized as food. It's recognized as a foreign object or subject in your blood, so it triggers an immune response. Hence, it may cause inflammation.
Ignoring that these changes are the mostly harmless results of heating, and that the digestive system is pretty selective in what it lets into the bloodstream, where are all the people suffering from this inflammation? Millions of people eat microwave food every day, and yet no one seems to be suffering from ready meal inflammation syndrome.
Also, this change in the molecular structure of the food have the potential to turn the food into components that may cause various types of cancer.
Yes, heating food can lead to the formation of small amounts of carcinogenic compounds, especially if you overcook your food at high temperatures. But once again, this is the result of heating in general, not microwaving specifically. In fact, microwaving is one of the better options. Unless it has a high fat content, the food doesn't actually get that hot in a microwave, and it's not exactly easy to overcook something in one.
And third, it reduces the nutritional value of the food. It lowers the content of vitamins, minerals.
As I alluded to earlier, heating can indeed decrease the amount and bioavailability of certain vitamins and minerals in food. The two primary causes of this is chemical decomposition due to being heated and leaching into any surrounding water. So boiling something for a long time will lower the vitamin and mineral content more than, say, microwaving. That's right, microwaving is actually a good way of keeping that stuff in the food. This is because of their short cooking time and because you rarely need to have the food in water. In addition, it's worth noting that some minerals and vitamins actually increase in bioavailability when cooked. Nuance is fun, isn't it?
A very healthy, nutritious whole food, whether it's a vegetable or a fruit or a meat, may be turned in a less nutritious food that actually causes more harm to your health than good. So if you wish to learn more about the effects of heating or cooking in the microwave, please go to the links below.
No thank you. Those links made me feel like taking a shower, and like I should be reading them in incognito mode.
And now let me show you what I use the microwave for, since you can see in the background that I do have a microwave.
Oh, okay. I'm actually a bit curious now. What alternative use have you found for a microwave oven?
And it's the perfect storage for knives and sharp objects that I don't want my son to get to it.
That's probably one of the worst places I can think of. You should never put sharp or pointy metal objects in a microwave. If that microwave gets turned on for whatever reason, you're going to get electrical sparks, and those things can start house fires. Besides, why is the microwave better than the cupboards right next to it?
Great, thanks for watching.
Great is not exactly the word I would use. Your knowledge in cooking in general, and microwaving in particular, is clearly limited. And despite claiming to be informing us about nutrition, you seem unaware of even the most basic. Not that that's really a surprise, of course, given your choice in sources. You're an excellent example of what kind of bullshit alternative health sites will make people believe. Oh, and for the love of bad editing, get those knives out of the microwave. So before I say goodbye for now, I would first like to thank everyone's favorite Ghostbuster buster, Oskar. He is the reason for the improved sound quality, since he was an awesome person and sent me one of his old mics. So if I get a Swedish stain of anthrax, you know who to blame. Secondly, I would like to give my first shout out, which goes to Smell Like E Minor. He makes some pretty good videos debunking New Age woo. Go check him out. Links to both of these fine gentlemen in the description. See you next time, Gnatterstorms.